Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Triple Department, working in ISL Engineering College. Today's class we are going to see about special machines, that is brushless DC motor and switch reluctance motor, their construction and operating principle and applications. Previous classes we have seen about the repulsion motor and universal motor. Let us start today's class with BLDC motor or brushless DC motor. So before going to see the brushless permanent DC motor, we have to see the conventional DC motor and permanent magnet DC motor. Then we are going to see about brushless permanent DC motor. So let us first see what is a conventional DC motor. A DC motor is a machine which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, and the operating principle based on which a motor works is whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. The direction of the force is given by Fleming's left hand rule, so which states that when you stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger of left hand in such a way that all three are perpendicular to each other, then thumb represents the direction of force, forefinger represents the direction of magnetic field, and middle finger represents the direction of current. So this we have already seen in electrical machine 1 subject when we were studying about DC motors. Okay. So DC motor consists of two parts. Construction wise, if you see, that is stator and rotor. Stator is made up of forged steel with inward projected poles, and poles carry field windings, and rotor is of silicon steel stampings. So this is the diagram showing the construction details of a conventional DC motor having stator and rotor as its uh, constructional parts. See here in this diagram we can see the coil, and these are the brushes in a DC motor. Permanent magnet DC motor. So whereas in conventional DC motor we were using electromagnets in place of permanent magnets. Okay. So what is an electromagnet? Uh, we are making it a material as a magnet by giving or by passing electricity through it like solenoid. So we are making the material as a magnet by passing electricity through it, and it is called as electromagnet. So whereas in a permanent magnet DC motor, permanent magnet will be placed, okay, and its construction is similar to a conventional DC motor. Stator poles will be replaced by suitable permanent magnets, and no need to have field windings. So this is the diagram of a permanent magnet DC motor. Here we can see these are the stator magnets, and this is the rotor coils, the commutator, brushes and shaft. Now let us see the third one, that is brushless permanent magnet DC motor. So this is our topic for today, that is a brushless DC motor. So what is a brushless DC motor? It is also called as electronically commutated motor, ECM or EC motor. These are the synchronous motors that will be powered by a DC electric source via an integrated inverter or switching power supply, which will produce an AC electric signal to drive the motor. So magnetic field generated by stator and rotor will rotate at the same frequency, and there will be no slip in the brushless DC motor. Stator consists of several coils which current is led through, creating a magnetic field that will make the motor to run or rotor to run. So this is a controller which will take the reference and feedback and give its output signal to the driver, and driver will give the signal to the inverter. Inverter will convert DC to AC, and that will be given to the motor. Okay. So this is a permanent magnet brushless DC motor. There will be no brushes in brushless. Okay, we can understand from the term brushless. Okay. So stator, permanent magnet rotor, Hall effect generator, winding support, stator winding, end plate, shaft and ball bearings can be seen in this diagram. So when we see the construction of BLDC motor, it consists of two main parts, stator and rotor. Stator is made up of silicon steel stampings with slots, and slots are accommodated armature windings, and these windings is wound with special number of poles. So here we are using even number of poles. It can be 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. This winding is connected to a DC supply through a power electronic switch circuits, that is through inverter circuits. Now let us see the next part of construction, that is rotor. Rotor is a permanent magnet. Here number of poles on rotor is same as that or number of poles on stator. So stator poles should be equal to rotor poles in this case, in brushless DC motor case. Rotor shaft will carry a rotor position sensor and it provides information about the position of shaft at any instant to the controller, which will send signal to the electronic commutator. The electronic commutator function is same as that of what a mechanical commutator does in a DC motor. So this is the brushless DC motor stator showing the stamping with rods, and these are the stator windings. Now let us see the rotors of brushless DC motor. Three diagrams are shown here. First diagram is showing the circular core with magnets on the periphery. Second is showing circular core with rectangular magnets embedded in the rotor. Third diagram is showing circular core with rectangular magnets inserted into the rotor core. Let us see the working of a brushless DC motor. Rotor and stator of a brushless DC motor are shown in the figure. So rotor of a brushless DC motor is a permanent magnet. So stator has a coil arrangement. The internal windings of the rotor will be illustrated in the figure, where core of the rotor is hidden here, and rotor has three coils named ABC, as we can see in the diagram ABC. So out of these three coils, only one coil will be illustrated in the figure shown downwards here. For simplicity, okay, we can easily understand it by if you are taking into consideration only one coil. So by applying DC power to the coil, coil will energize and become an electromagnet. Operation of BLDC is based on the simple force interaction between the permanent magnet and the electromagnet. So in this condition, whenever coil A is energized, opposite poles of the rotor and stator will be attracted to each other. As a result, rotor poles will move near to the energized stator. So this attractive force is shown in the green arrow here. So as the rotor nears coil A, coil B will be energized, and when the rotor is near to coil B, coil C will be energized. After that, coil A is energized with the opposite polarity. This process will be repeated and the rotor continues to rotate. So DC current required in the each coil will be shown in the following graph. See here in this graph we can see how voltage is produced at A, B and C. Okay. So whenever coil rotor is near coil A, coil B will be energized. Then when rotor is near coil B, coil C is energized. And when after that coil A is energized in the opposite polarity. Okay, this process will be repeated and the rotor will continue to rotate. So let us see how we can improve the performance of BLDC motor. Unlike a brushed DC motor, commutation of BLDC motor is controlled electronically. It is important to know the rotor position in order to understand which winding will be energized following the energizing sequence. So rotor position will be sensed by different ways. Some of them are Hall sensors and optical encoders. Let us see about Hall sensors. When a magnetic field applied to a system with electric current, Hall voltage perpendicular to the field and to the current will be generated. Okay. So what we are telling here that whenever a magnetic field is applied to a system with electric current, Hall voltage which is perpendicular to the field and to the current will be generated, and this was discovered by Edwin Hall in 1879. In this diagram we can see stator windings. This is the rotor magnet and these are the Hall sensors, and this is the shaft, and these are Hall sensor magnets, and this is the driving end of the shaft. Now let us see the comparison between brushed DC motor and a BLDC motor. When you see the feature like commutation, if you see electronic commutation based on Hall position sensors in BLDC motor, whereas commutation is brushed commutation in case of brushed DC motor. BLDC motor requires less maintenance due to absence of brushes, and brushed DC motor requires periodic maintenance because of presence of brushes. Life of BLDC motor is longer, whereas life of a brushed DC motor is shorter. Speed torque characteristics is flat for BLDC motor, whereas it is moderately flat for brushed DC motor. Efficiency is high for BLDC and it is moderate for brushed DC motor. Output power by frame size is high for BLDC and it is moderate or low for brushed DC motor. Rotor inertia is low for BLDC and it is higher for brushed DC motor. Speed range will be higher for BLDC and low for brushed DC motor. Electric noise generation is low for BLDC motor, whereas it is high for brushed DC motor. Cost of building is higher in BLDC motor, whereas it is low in brush DC motor. Control of BLDC motor is complex and expensive, whereas brush DC motor it is simple and inexpensive. So in BLDC motor, controller is always required to keep the motor running, and same controller can be used for variable speed control. Whereas for brush DC motor, no controller is required for fixed speed. Controller is required only if variable speed is desired. Let us see the advantages. First one is increased reliability and efficiency, then longer life, elimination of sparks from commutator, reduced friction, faster rate of voltage and current. Disadvantages are it requires complex drive circuitry, it requires additional sensors, cost is higher, and some designs require manual labor also, that is hand rolled stator coils. Applications, if you see consumer wise, it is used in hard drive, CD or DVD drives, PC, cooling fans, toys, RC airplanes, air conditioners, etc. Medical stream, it is used in artificial heart, microscopes, centrifuges, arthroscopic surgical tools, dental surgical tools, and organ transport pump system. Vehicles, it is used in electronic power steering, personal electric vehicles. Airplanes, it is used as electric self-launching sailplane, flies with a 42 kilowatt DC to DC brushless motor and lithium ion batteries and can climb up to 3000 meters with fully charged cells. This is the diagram, this is the picture of a brushless DC motor. Speed torque characteristics. So we are taking speed on x-axis, torque on y-axis, and these are characteristics. This is intermittent torque zone and this is continuous torque zone, and this is rated speed and rated torque here. Now let us see about the switch reluctance motor, both rotary and linear switch reluctance motor. First we will see the introduction, then rotary switch reluctance motor construction diagram, operating principle, then linear switch reluctance motor construction diagram, operating principle and applications of switch reluctance motor. So this will be the last topic of machine to subject. Okay. Let us see the introduction. Switch reluctance motor or SRM is a type of stepper motor, an electric motor that runs by reluctance torque, and this will greatly simplifies mechanical design as power does not have to be delivered to a moving part, but it complicates the electrical design as some sort of switching system needs to be used to deliver power to the different windings. Electronic switches can precisely time switching, facilitating SRM configurations. Let us see the construction of rotary SRM. Let us see the stator part. Okay, stator is made up of silicon steel stampings with inward projected poles, and number of poles of stator can be either even number or odd number. And most of the motors available have even number of stator poles, 6 or 8. All these poles will carry field coils. Field coils of opposite poles will be connected in series such that their MMFs are additive and they are called as phase windings. Individual coil or a group of coils constitute phase windings. Each of the phase windings will be connected to the terminal of the motor, and these terminals are suitably connected to the output terminals of a power semiconductor switching circuitry whose input is a DC supply. When you see the rotor construction part, second part is rotor. Rotor is also made up of silicon steel stampings with outward projected poles. Number of poles of rotor will be different from the number of poles of the stator. And in most of the available motors, number of poles of rotor is 4 or 6 depending upon the number of stator poles, that can be 6 or 8. Rotor shaft carries a position sensor, and turning on and turning off operation of various devices of the power semiconductor circuitry will be influenced by the signals obtained from the rotor position sensor. So this is the diagram for a switch reluctance motor, where we can see outer part is yoke here, and these are the stator poles, shaft, field coils and rotor poles. Operating principle. To start with, stator pole axis AA dash and rotor pole axis AA small a dash are in alignment. They are in the minimum reluctance position so far as phase windings is concerned. So whenever dLA by d theta is 0, at this position inductance of B windings is neither maximum nor minimum. There will exist a dLB by d theta and dLC by d theta also. Now if phase B is energized, then the rotor will develop a torque because of variable reluctance and existences of variation in inductance. Torque developed will be equal to half Ib to dLb by d theta. This direction is such that bb dash and small bb dash try to get aligned. If this torque is more than the opposing load torque and frictional torque, the rotor will start rotating. When the shaft occupies a position such that bb dash and small bb dash are in alignment, that is theta equal to 30 degrees, no torque will be developed, as in this position dLb by d theta is 0. Thus, electrical to mechanical power conversion will take place. Let us see the construction of a linear switch reluctance motor. Stator construction of linear switch reluctance motor can be classified into two types: active stator and passive stator. Active stator has windings and alternate poles. Windings are evenly distributed and there will be group of coils present in the stator slots. Passive stator will have no windings and has poles and iron core lamination. Translator has no windings and only has poles and iron core laminations which has alternate poles. This is the diagram showing the side view and front view of a switch reluctance motor, linear switch reluctance motor. Stator and translator will be there here. This is the direction of motion. Principle of operation. When we apply supply to the stator, coils will be energized and also the reluctance between stator and rotor poles will be varied. Now, due to the variation of reluctance, stator creates the linear force. Thus, the translator moved as per the energization of stator coils. Applications of switch reluctance motors. They are used in washing machines, vacuum cleaner, automobile applications, robotic control applications. Thank you everyone for watching the video. We have completed the syllabus of electrical machines 2 subject. So let us see what we have studied in unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in unit 1 we have studied about 3-phase induction motor, the construction of 3-phase induction motor, rotating magnetic field theory, operating principle. Then we have seen the principle of operation of squirrel cage and slip ring rotors or motors, a phasor diagram, equivalent circuit, expression for torque, starting torque, maximum torque, slip torque characteristics, torque speed characteristics. We have seen a few numericals also based on this topic. Then we have conducted no load and block rotor test and found out the equivalent circuit parameters from these tests. Then we have done the circuit diagram and we have done the determination of performance characteristics of induction motor and its applications. This was all about unit 1. And unit 2 we have seen the starting and speed control methods. So there are various starting methods of 3-phase induction motor, that is stator resistance starter, auto transformer starter, start delta starter, direct online starter, and speed control methods: resistance control, voltage control, pole changing, cascading. Then two more topics are there in second unit, that is double cage machine and induction generator. Then in third unit we have seen about synchronous machines, or more precisely we can say it as synchronous generator we have seen. Now, because the construction of the synchronous generator and synchronous motor are same, so we can tell that this as a synchronous machine unit. So first we have seen the various types and constructional details, types of winding factors. Then after that we have derived the EMF equation of synchronous machine. Fractional feature, fractional slot windings we have seen. Separation of harmonics and two triple. Armature reaction and reactance, synchronous impedance we have seen. Voltage regulation, very very important we have seen. It can come for 2 marks, like what is voltage regulation or what are the various methods to find out voltage regulation. That is, we have seen synchronous impedance method, ampere turn, ZPF method for finding regulation. We have seen the principle of two reaction theory, parallel operation of synchronous generators we have seen. Okay, this is the third unit, it is over. Next we have seen fourth unit, synchronous motors, theory of operation, phasor diagram or vector diagram, V and inverse V curve, or we can say it as variation of current and power factor with excitation, hunting and its prevention, current and power circle diagram we have seen, predetermination of performance, methods of starting and synchronizing power, synchronous condenser and its application. This was fourth unit. Fifth unit we have seen about a single phase induction motor, construction, operating principle, double revolving field theory, cross field theory, equivalent circuit of single phase induction motor, speed torque characteristics of split phase and capacitor motors, repulsion and universal motor we have seen last class. Then And last topic is special machines, brushless DC motor and switch reluctance motor, construction and principle of operation and their applications. So if you have done with the syllabus of electrical machines to subjects, students. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'm going to give I'm going to give two more assignments. Already three I have given unit wise. So now fourth and fifth unit also I'm going to give one assignment. So total five assignments will be given to you. Okay, everyone should complete their assignments and submit to me. Okay, thank you students for watching the video.